that it made a difference in your life. That's what we all live for, and that's why we're here. We all want the best for you, and we're really excited to see the mind-blowing things that all of you are going to end up doing. You will make the world a better place, and you'll make great things happen, and it'll be for you, but it'll also be for many other people whose lives you touch. So with that, congratulations to VCU's class of 2025! So now, if you want to see the kind of impact that people can have, I want you to look at our commencement speaker today, my dear friend Timmy Davis. He's had an incredible diplomatic career with what I would describe as outsized impact. So this is a guy who was raised on military bases. He spent a decade in the U.S. Marine Corps, pivoting to a career in the Foreign Service. So he served as an executive assistant to Secretaries of State Michael Pompeo and Anthony Blinken, but he also served as U.S. Consul General in Basra, Iraq. For 3 years, he served as U.S. Ambassador to Qatar, and that's the home, of course, as you know, of VCU Qatar, where our campus is, that we're very proud of. And that was the first American college built in Doha's education city. And so, Mr. Ambassador, I want to thank you for your service. I want to thank you for your incredible friendship. He now serves in the private sector as president and partner at Earth Capital Management, a global asset management firm, and he's a senior advisor at Mavic Capital. He serves on many, many boards, including you're still serving on the Qatar Museums Board, I believe, and thank you for doing that as well. I really enjoyed the opportunity to work with Ambassador Davis and so appreciated his clarity, his strength, and his willingness to sort of walk around all of the myths and all of the things that just there was no evidence for, but people wanted to believe anyway. He's awesome. He's a dear friend. Please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Ambassador Timmy Davis.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to President Rao, the trustees, and you all for inviting me here today. I'm honored and grateful. VCU Class of 2025, congratulations. From the time you entered high school to today, you've overcome everything the world could throw at you. You now are people best equipped to shape and no doubt change our world for the better. You already are, from Richmond to Doha. VCU attracts the brightest minds from around the world. You are stronger, smarter, kinder, and more capable than our wildest dreams, and VCU helped do that. So too, though, your families have done that. So congratulations to the families, to the parents, for your big day today as well. My own family, my parents from Mississippi, come from sharecroppers and preachers. They owned little and earned even less. They could not have imagined a day like today at a university as remarkable as VCU, where their son and grandson would be given the honor of addressing such an exceptional group of young people. So to get to the good stuff, I'll try to quickly blow through the many cliches an occasion like today elicits. First, let's acknowledge that some of you might be a little shaky this morning, because only a few hours ago, you left or were asked to leave Cobra Cabana, City Dogs, Get Tight, Social 52. I joined the faculty and leadership of VCU for saying thank you for finding the arena today and for taking your seat. Second, I meant to offer wisdom. And so let's go through a few random pieces of wisdom from me today. First, as soon as you have a job, stop splitting checks with your bestie. You guys are just exchanging money back and forth. You should never know how much you owe your best friend, and so just pay. Every year after December 1st, tip 100% on any bill less than $40. Even if it's a $5 latte. $5 isn't a lot, but 100% is enormous, and it feels that way. Third, marry someone demonstrably smarter than you. Later in this speech, I've got a whole bit about not relying on intellect, but hear me on this. Find someone to love you who will get you out of jams by offering some brilliant solution, some brilliant perspective. Your parents did exactly that. Well, your dad did exactly that. And number 4, and this is important, when you're in a long line at TSA on Black Friday, Chick-fil-A in the Commons, your only job is to give hope to the people behind you. Move up when you can, know when you're next, and commiserate. And no cuts. It's demoralizing to the rest of the line. And the third and final cliche I want to dispense with is the idea that you won't remember any of this. Neither my speech nor President Rao's or the expressions of immense pride that your families have in you today. No one remembers their commencement speaker. I'm going to try to change that today. First, I'll give you good practical advice born of a lifetime of experience in hardship and success. Second, and more importantly, I'm probably going to make your parents nervous about some of the things I'm going to insist are true and that you do. And third, and I apologize to President Rao and the Board of Visitors, I'm going to tell you a story about poop. I'm already feeling memorable. If you live long enough and accomplish a few things, you might find yourself standing on a stage hearing your bio at some point. Usually halfway through my bio, I want to make a noise like a buzzer on a game show because I get a little bit sick of myself. And not because I haven't lived a significant life, but because some of it is just an indication that I've lived for a long time. And second, and this is important, I am keenly aware of the mistakes and failures and loss and sadness that never are included in any recitation of my bio. On January 7, 2005, I was a young diplomat sitting alone on the floor of my hooch in the desert outside Najaf, Iraq. At that time, Najaf was the most dangerous place on earth, and I was sobbing almost uncontrollably. A bright, young, talented U.S. Army officer, Major Bill Hecker, had been killed the day before. He and I had met 3 weeks earlier. And when I left for R&R, I told him, we're going to do great things together, and I'll be right back. And the day before I returned, he was killed by a roadside bomb. The 20 months that I spent in Najaf looked like a triumph of will and diplomatic skill and the beginning of a remarkable career in my bio. And my heart still broken to this day. Every time I'm introduced and hear that part of my bio, I am reacquainted with the grief of that loss and all the loss that followed in my career. Another piece of advice for you all as you go out into the world. Get help if you need it, when you need it. In 2021, I was home on a Sunday watching television, the movie Castaway. Some of you are familiar. It starred Tom Hanks. Before he hops on that fateful flight that leads to his being stranded on a deserted island, he's dropped off at the airport by his girlfriend, played by Helen Hunt in the movie. As he's walking away from the car, he says to her, "I'll be right back." On that Sunday in 2021, I began weeping uncontrollably when he said that. I had not remembered that it's what I said to Bill Hecker the last time I saw him. But my central nervous system and my heart had not forgotten. I had not heard those words since I said them 16 years earlier, and had not realized even then that I'd been quoting from that movie. The pain and loss you carry waits for you. Rely on your friends throughout your life, but also be open to help. I can't predict what it will be, but I know your lives will have challenges. Ironically, a large percentage of this class believes they have it all figured out. You chose a major, you worked hard, you graduated, you have a job. You can see the next 10 or 20 years of work and your life out before you. It will not work out. It just won't. Not as you've planned. And it shouldn't. And now, to make your parents uncomfortable, you've done a lot of experimenting over the last 4 years with your hair and your friends and your major and your music tastes. And some of you have developed weird accents. And some of you have been suppressing your real accent, mostly talking to the VCU arts grads. But here is something I know to be true. Your 20s, every second of them are for making mistakes. You should be trying and failing and recalibrating for the next 10 years. I urge you, have some misspent youth. Have a reason that you're so calm and settled and know who you are in your 30s. If you have any insecurity or anxiety or jealousy about someone you think has it all together today, I would tell you not to worry, but also, and your parents and the adults in this room will agree, just wait. The funniest guy at the frat house or the most self-assured poli-sci major have figured out how to college, how to university. None of that means anything outside of these walls. If anything will make you sad in adult life, it's a 32-year-old that still calls himself Spanky because of an incident sophomore year at a rugby party. And now he's asking you for help to get a job at his firm. That's not life. Every one of you, each one of you, must figure out the next part through trial and error. But also, honestly, when Spanky comes, you should help him. It was not hard, it was not easy for him to ask for your help. And now, the thing I most want you to remember. You're all bright and clever, and in truth, intellectually outpace virtually everyone in my generation and most everyone in yours. You got into VCU, you graduated from this wonderful school. You enter the world preloaded with the kind of intellect that puts you ahead of most humans throughout history. Starting now, and I mean this, how smart you are is the least useful thing about you. Far too many young people and old people, to be honest, try to get ahead and be successful by demonstrating just how smart they are. The key, though, is simple. Be hard to bother. I've worked at the White House, worked directly for 3 secretaries of state, closed the U.S. consulate under fire in just 3 weeks, won awards for leadership and dissent, and became a U.S. ambassador. I am not nearly the smartest person at the State Department, where by all accounts, everyone is truly brilliant. Graduates and families, I have been successful because of one truth that I live by. I am willing, even eager, to stir the poop. I know there are veterans in this crowd, and they likely know where we're headed, but hang with me. My unit went into Iraq at the start of the war in March 2003. We set up camp near an airfield in southern Iraq. Really, it was just an airstrip. There are realities to living in the desert. We dug a big hole in the ground so boys could use it on occasion to do their business. We also built plywood outhouses, 3 walls, and opening out into the desert. Folks would line up in the mornings behind these 4 structures, which had a plank for a seat and a drum of gasoline beneath them. Every morning after the lines were gone, 4 Lance corporals had to go out, drag those drums of gasoline out into the middle of the desert, light them on fire, and stir until everything was gone. That was their role in the war. When we finally had a chance to call home, I sat near one of those lance corporals, and I could hear him talking to his parents. Mom and Dad, we're doing it. We're liberating this country. This is why I joined the Marine Corps. I'm here with my brothers. This is incredible. Never once did he say that his role in the war was stirring poop. It didn't matter to him. He knew that he was contributing to the mission, and it was a vital part of the job. Make the copies. Take out the trash. Contribute to the wider mission with your mind and with your sense of teamwork. Your brains will be important and useful, but not as much as your spirit and your heart. You will get promoted and you will receive opportunities because you are indispensable to the success of the operation. You're going to want to fall back on what got you here, which is your brain. But look around. It's what got everyone here. It doesn't set you apart. If you remember nothing from today, remember that a U.S. ambassador, a guy who's going to make his college buddies call him doctor beginning this afternoon, said the surest way to success and happiness is to be a good person and to stir the poop. Who knows if you'll remember me 10 years from now, but I'm confident that I'm going to come up at lunch today. My favorite part of the Broadway show Hamilton is when the title character is upset with Jefferson and Madison and tells Washington, "These Virginians are birds of a feather." And Washington stops him cold and says, "Young man, I'm a Virginian. Watch your mouth." I was born at Quantico Marine Corps Base. Nearly 90% of VCU students are residents of this great state. The other 10% of you can now claim it. I'm a Virginian by birth, and due to your graciousness and your generosity, I'm also now a Ram. You all give me such hope for our collective future. Thank you, and congratulations, Virginia Commonwealth University class of 2025. Go Rams.
Timmy, thank you so much, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to hear more of your story and your wisdom. So each year, as many of you know, we offer special recognition to people who enhance VCU and the quality of life of people in our community. So today, we're going to begin with the presentation of the Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, which is VCU's highest recognition. And this year, we're proud to present this award to our commencement speaker, Timmy Davis. So, Rector Fitzsimmons, would you come and join us, please? Excellent. And Provost Warren, if you will kindly.
Ambassador Timmy Davis, for over 30 years, you have served with distinction on multiple continents and played an integral role in pivotal global assignments. As former U.S. Ambassador to Qatar, you strengthened strategic partnerships and deepened the connection between the United States and the nation, where Virginia Commonwealth University established the first American university campus in Doha's Education City. Your career exemplifies the values that VCU holds the highest, including global engagement, leadership, and service to others. President Rao.
Thank you, Provost Warren. Timmy Davis, in recognition of your lifetime achievements by the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors of Virginia Commonwealth University, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, and emoluments thereunto pertaining. This is the citation. And Madam Rector, if you will please. Another award that we present is the Wayne Medal, which honors people who have been